But before we look too far ahead for Arsenal, let's just take a moment to reflect on where they are in terms of, the turn of the year. I know they've played a game more than a couple of the teams who will be hoping to catch them, or certainly more than City, who'll be hoping to catch them. But 6 points clear of Villa, 7 points clear of City. They couldn't have hoped for much better at the start of January, could they, Merce?
No, 100%. I think, come what last August, if you'd have said they're going to be 7 points clear of Man City and Man City's game in hand is at home to Chelsea, you take that every day of the week. Every day of the week, yeah. They've just got to keep on going. They've just got to keep on game by game. The games go very quickly. I think how many games in January, so many games, bang. Before you know it, it'll be March and then it starts. The last 8 games. Man City will be thinking, if we can get within 3 points of Arsenal with 7 games to go, we will fancy our chances very strongly. If it's at 6 and 7s, I don't see it. But get down to 3... and then I think it's proper game on. That's what Man City will be aiming for.
And it's not just that. It's the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. It's top of the Champions League table. Everything is going so well for them. I honestly think that it's probably the least important competition for them, but I genuinely believe the Carabao Cup is going to be so important because if they win that, it will just relax them into the rest of the season. It will take the pressure off to a certain extent. Don't get me wrong, they want this. This is the one they want. They want the league title, and then the Champions League can take care of itself. If they're lucky enough to do the double, unbelievable. But I do think that they've just got to win a trophy. And winning that Carabao Cup, because it's not the sort of game you want to lose against a big rival. You know what it's like with Arsenal, Chelsea. It's a huge one for them. I think it will just relax them, because at times I feel, with Arsenal, as good as what they've been this last few years, they've been so unfortunate, but I also think pressure has sometimes got in their way. They've wanted it so badly that it hurts, and that can sometimes come at a cost, and it has done. But I feel that if they can just get that one and everything else, there's no reason why, with this squad, because look at the players they're not even bringing off the bench. They're not even bringing off Eze today, who's an unbelievable player. They have got such an incredible squad, and that has been their downfall over the last few years, Paul.
But that squad is going to be so important. Natalie pointed it out there. I was talking to Mikel Arteta about it there, about how busy their January is. But there are away games in the Premier League between now and the end of the season. You look at the Manchester City one, and if it stays sort of nip and tuck between them within sort of 3-4 points, then that could potentially be significant come the end of the season, and on the 18th of April. But do they look winnable to you, Paul?
Yeah, they all look winnable. I think what they won 5 and drew 2 of them games. Obviously, Leeds weren't in the Premier League, so if they can match what they did last season, that means they draw against Man City and they draw one and win the others. They take that tomorrow morning. They take that tomorrow morning, but on any given day, you've only got to go back to last year. Ball goes over the top, Saliba gets sent off, lose the game. It just takes that one bit of lack of concentration or a bit of luck or bad luck here and there. But they're hard games. Tottenham ain't going to be easy. Brentford's not easy. Long throw, got one of the best home records in the league. No one likes to go to Leeds. Leeds, it'll be electric. You can make a case for all them teams. Forest are fighting for their lives. So, when they play Wolves might be shackles off, or who knows, Wolves might have won 4 on the trot. It's all about timings when you get down to there.
How important, Paul, is it that you've got a bit of breathing space in that game, April the 18th? You don't want to be going there feeling like it's a must-win, do you?
Oh, you'd want to be 6 points clear. You want to be 6 points clear. If that's a 3 point and Man City win that and go level with what would be left then 4 or 5 games, you've got to go with a team that have got over the line umpteen times to the team that haven't got over, and that's what. But they've got to look after them games before that. Who knows? Man City, a couple more draws like they did against Sunderland, and they might fizzle away. But they just got to keep on doing. They're doing amazing at the moment. Arsenal, they're doing, and their squad is so strong.
It does look so good for Arsenal. They're in pole position. As you said, they've got the squad depth that maybe they've been missing in previous seasons. If it is going to turn, if it were to go against them, where do you think might be the weak point?
Up front. I don't think Arsenal have a natural goal scorer. Gyökeres has come in as supposed to be that goal scorer, but I don't think he's a natural goal scorer. You know what I mean? He never really tapping balls in. He's always got, he hasn't scored a lot of goals, full stop. I think that's where because when it gets down to the last 8 games and it gets so nervy, believe me, it's so nervy. you might need that out of something, and I just don't think they got that natural goal scorer. The nearest thing to it probably is Jesus, but he goes with Gyökeres before him, and I think he'll go with Havertz before him as well when he comes back. So that would be the one for me. I just don't think they have that goal scorer, do you know what I mean, out of nothing.
Having said that, they managed 3 today against Bournemouth.
Yeah, they got 3, but they were 3 very good goals. You know, 1 was from a centre-half and 2 from a midfield player. Again, not a centre-forward.
No. Thank you very much. We're just making sure that he's all set up and ready to go. Declan, can you hear us?
Wait, say that again because I lost the connection.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us loud and clear?
I can hear you
it's
now.
all working.
Yeah.
We're just saying congratulations on the victory, first of all. But also for you, we know that very famously you've scored 2 goals in a Champions League game before this, but you've never scored 2 goals in a Premier League game before today.
Yeah, that's a crazy stat. Yeah, I hadn't scored a lot this season, to be honest with you. I'd only scored 2. So to grab a brace today and an important victory was a really nice feeling. You know, when you win and you're able to help out the team like I did today, it always had that extra bit of a special feeling. So, yeah, I'm delighted with the goals and obviously more importantly, 3 points because they're a really good side, Bournemouth, especially here.
Yeah, and they're always important games, particularly when you get to this stage of the season, when you are chasing a Premier League title. But this one coming off the back of the win against Villa, who are one of your direct competitors. You know, Manchester City dropped points against Sunderland. It just feels like it was a significant one in terms of timing as much as anything.
Yeah, massive. Obviously, off the back of Aston Villa, I think the key thing today was to build on that and to go and win. You know, the win against Villa would have meant nothing if we come here today and didn't pick up anything. But it's so important this time of the year. The schedule's crazy. The fixtures come thick and fast. And, you know, if you can win your games in and around Christmas, on top of what we've done already, it's going to put us in a really good position. So we've got to keep building on that, keep the mentality right, keep pushing. But we're in a really good spot at the minute, and long may that continue.
Hi, Dick. Paul Merson here.
You're right.
You're right, mate. I was just going to say,
all good.
What did Mikel Arteta say at half-time? Because I thought first half, I thought their midfield were all over you like a rash first half. Didn't really have time to get your heads up. A couple of times they intercepted, got you moved, you know. And I thought Arsenal as an Arsenal team give the ball away a lot more than they usually do. Second half, you sort of overpowered them. Was there anything that he said that sort of changed that, where you had to drop off or, you know, push on? Or
Yeah, no, I think in the first half, I think we was doing the things they wanted. You know, we kept playing the ball to our left side and they kept trapping us. As soon as we made that one pass over to Gabriel, they all swarmed in on us and, you know, we made us either go back to David or kick it long. And like you said, it did feel like that on the pitch. It felt like they were swarmed all over us in the first half. But, you know, we're a team at second half. Once we get in there at half time and the manager speaks and we speak between each other, we knew we had the quality and we knew the space was there to go on and win the game. And we've done that a lot this season. So, you know, credit to everyone to go out there and perform how we did second half, because that wasn't easy today.
Well Declan, Jamie Redknapp, congratulations, mate. Hopefully you've got a screen in front of you. Now, I want to talk about your 2 goals. As Kelly rightly says, very, very important ones. Let's talk through the first one. Obviously, a great finish from yourself.
We're only 2 tap-ins, I think. I think, yeah, look there, like, it's just important. Look, there's big space, Victor's holding him off. And Martin, he was going to shoot, but he heard me shout. And obviously, if you keep the ball low, you've always got a chance, especially on the outside of the box. It's hard for the keepers to get down. So, you know, that was a nice one to score, because I've not scored many from outside the box this season.
Yeah, it's a really good finish. It's just about, what do you see when you see it from this angle here? That you're just obviously trying to squeeze it into that corner because all the players are rushing over to their right. Yeah,
and you see the keeper. When the Martin's got the ball, he's on that side of the goal, and then when Martin passed it back to me, he's naturally going to move to the right. So I knew it was going to be hard for him to then make the step back down low once he'd come back across. So I think that was an important goal because there was bodies in the way as well. So I was happy with that.
And the next one, obviously, this is the winning goal, Deck. Talk us through this one, because obviously Bukayo Saka's now on the pitch. He gives you so much going from that area. You make a sort of a late run again. You played the ball out wide to him. You're just sort of drifting into the box here.
Yeah, quick free kick, quick thinking. Don't let him get set. Let B be 1v1. Martin, great pass. And again, give B that shout. And I think that zone's always so important to occupy. You know, you see so many midfielders score goals from that position. Everyone drops, and if you pull away and the ball comes, you've always got a chance to score. So I was happy with the movement of it, and obviously 2 great passes, from the first goal from Martin and Bukayo on the second. So I was happy with that.
No, they're great finishes. The only problem is I've got some bad news for you that Sky are obviously going to bill you because we've got to now clean that camera deck. It's a bit of a problem for us. I don't know if you can see it here. A lot of saliva, mate. It was a sloppy kiss.
Was it?
Talk us through this.
It was only a peck. It was only a peck.
It's a New Year's kiss.
New Year's kiss,
celebratory
exactly,
kiss.
mate.
Declan, you mentioned Martin Zubimendi there, and I just want to talk to you about that relationship between the two of you and what his presence in the team allows you to do.
Yeah, I think don't underestimate to come from La Liga to come into this team. He's not the biggest player or the strongest, but his brain, the way it works, allows the teams to function in such a good way. He's been unreal. He plays so many minutes already for us this season, the way he gets on the ball. And obviously he's Spain's number 6 at the minute, and rightly so. You see the qualities he brings, the calmness and composure and the way he thinks. It's been great to play with him. I'm learning a lot, and we've built a really good partnership. So may that continue, because we're both young, we're both fresh, and we want to keep building that together.
Dec, will you be watching the Man City-Chelsea game on Sky tomorrow?
I didn't even watch the game versus Sunderland, honestly. I think I'm just, if I've got the time tomorrow, I might watch it. But yeah, I'm just focusing on us at the minute. I know it sounds cliche, but yeah, I think it's just important. There's so many games. Our recovery's got to be so important, and I can't get too caught up in what others are doing. I think it's the most important thing is what we do, and we can only control that. It'll be a good game, I'm sure, but yeah, let's just keep going ourselves.
Declan, just one on that point about not watching the games and focusing on what you're doing. Tell me about if it feels different this season, and if you've kind of learned from previous title challenges, if there's a kind of lesson you've taken from that.
No, I think everyone plays everyone in this league. Man City, we know, are one of the best teams in the world, and more than likely they're going to win their games. So it's so important for us to just stay on track and stay focused and not get caught up in what people are saying on the outside, and internally just sticking to what we're trying to do and what we believe in, which is obviously to just keep winning every game. Like I said, we're in a great position, and we've been here before. It's just about keeping that mentality right, not getting complacent, and keep winning football matches. Ultimately, that's what's going to make good things happen. So let's keep doing that.
Declan, congratulations. 6 points clear of Villa, 7 points clear of Man City, top of the league, and 3 points today with 2 goals. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well
Have a good night. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
It's really interesting to hear him when he's staying very level-headed, Merce. How much can players actually enjoy the victories over the course of a title-winning season, or is it just job done, on to the next one?
You should enjoy it. You should enjoy it. There's certain games, and Bournemouth's one of them games where they're like a Brighton, a Brentford. You go and win. People think, oh, you turn up, you win. You win here, they do you a favour at the end of the season. It's a big football result today. Mm-hmm. We never look back. When someone wins the Premier League, all we focus on was the last 3 or 4 games. But there's games like this game that they're the defining moments. It puts so much pressure on Man City. And I know people go, oh, we'll get on with our game and we'll do what we do. But you do, because I used to watch all the games. I used to watch. Of course, you want Man City to get beat tomorrow. If I'm playing for Arsenal, I want them to get beat. So for me, it helps. I know people will say, we worry about ourselves, but it's less worrying about yourselves if the other teams are losing. Yeah.